Hello there, and welcome back to Vintage Story. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are in a copy of my world that I've been playing on. I just created it, set into creative mode so we can do a few cool little things. And because I wanted to do them, I had to stop time, had to change the weather since it's been raining nonstop for about 10 days in game now. And yeah, as you would have seen, I had an intro video of our canal. So let's fly and look at what I did. So you see this blue and white line. This is the cinematic camera that's built into Vintage Story. And what you can do, and this is my first time playing with it, so I have had to watch a few videos to figure out how it works and all, is you can add points using the command .cam space and then P. So the camera ends right about here. So if I go right over here where you can still see the rain apparently and do cam P, it adds a new camera point over here looking down on my field. And you can see the white line comes up to it. So then if I go then over here and do cam P again, it will continue and follow the curve. So if we go all the way back to the beginning of what I've done on the canal so far, or well, technically it's the end because the last part I built, but I'm not yet done with the canal. I still have one more piece to go, but I've literally spent about 10 in-game days working on this canal, so I needed a break. Anyway, we built it over here, right? I was going to do it over here, but because of all the low land and it's kind of marshy over here, all this freezes over and this would have been a nuisance to deal with. Over here, it's a little gap and yeah, it was much easier to work with. So now we come through here and we go down to over here, which is the last part of the canal I haven't yet done, and we'll do that later. Oh, and a bear is chasing a pair of rabbits across my canal, and a snake apparently. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, well that bear took out the rabbit in one hit and just kept going. Anyway, if we do cam and then start and then give it a time, I did 30 seconds. Press enter and it starts the cinematic following the path that you've outlaid, and you can adjust the path a little bit. You can remove points, you can clear all the points, you can reposition the points because the camera follows where you're facing as you place the points, and then you can sort of smooth out the lines by doing cam alpha and then a decimal ranging from 0 to 1. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have to make sure that is edited out because that will absolutely make people sick. The camera just spun around probably about 30 times in the span of a fraction of a second. So let's check the commands quickly. If we do cam RP, it removes the last point, which was possibly the point that made us spin like a top. Anyway, so that's how the camera works, at least the very basic idea. And so that's what I did to make this cool little cinematic at the beginning of the video. Oh, and here, let me just show you where this bend is so you can look at the path. If I do cam alpha, yeah, I spelled it right, and then do 0.4, you'll see the path changes a little bit. If I do cam alpha again, but change it to 1, you see it changes again. And so changing that will change how smooth the camera glides around. And when you do start and you type in the time, that's how quick it is. So if you do it with no time, it goes in like 5 seconds. 30 seconds is a nice comfortable pace. It's fast without being too fast, and it doesn't meander. It doesn't take too long. But if I show you this here, I like the mud bricks. I decided to start replacing all the cobblestone with the mud bricks, and this was a bit of a nuisance to make, but I really like how it turned out. So now you sail down through the walls of the canal. It's kind of cool. All right, well, that's the camera. That's the cinematic. I'm going to now stop recording, switch back into our real world, and yeah, let's get back to the game. So our little experiment, keeping milk in these bottles to stay fresh longer, and then filling the barrel with all the milk when we have enough, seems to work. So I just emptied out 50 liters of milk into this barrel. We've got more curdled milk. Yeah, we got more milk curdling so we can make cheese. So that works for me. I've been trying to breed the bighorns off camera. I've got another Gen 2. So now that we've got 4 Gen 2 U's, I think I'm going to get rid of the Gen 1 U that we still have. Since, well, we don't really want more Gen 2s. We want to start getting Gen 3s. So I think all these, except for the newest one that just grew up. That one. This one right here that's facing away from me just grew up. So it's going to be a little while before we can start on Gen 3. But yeah, everyone else is Gen 2. Oh. Leave my bucket here. So if you guys belong to the Vintage Story Discord, you would have probably seen by now that they've released the release candidate for update 1.20. And they have a lot of cool things, including new story content that's being added. I am not updating to 1.20 yet. Obviously, it's only a release candidate. It's going to be buggy. Things aren't going to work. I have a lot of mods. They aren't going to work, or at least they're very likely to cause problems. So it's going to be a while before I worry about updating. But when we do update, we are going to do something a little special, I think. I have an idea for a mini-series I want to do, making use of some of the new mechanics. And so we're going to probably, at that point, step away from this world for a short time. I'm talking 2, maybe 3 months, play this mini-series, and then come back. Oh, and our fox friend who is running around in here? Yeah, I had to get rid of him, since he was eating our sheep again, eating our chickens through the fence because of where the fence is placed. This is a block here, and this is against the block. So if the chicken is like in this area here, it can be hit from the other side of the fence. And why is snow accumulating when it's 51 degrees outside? That's 10 Celsius. There should not be snow out here. But let's get back to working up. They've emerged. They tried doing the fusion dance. Let's get back to working on our armor. I've been making a lot of leather. I already pre-made all the bits, or at least I think I pre-made all the bits. I may have to remake one because I have messed up so many times. I don't have any of the mess ups left. But I wasted 4 or 5 ingots worth of copper by messing up and making the wrong thing on the anvil. I put the item on, or I put the sheet on in order to turn it into chain, and then I misclick and end up clicking something like a shovel. A shovel takes 1 ingot, but the plate is 2 ingots, and it doesn't take into account the fact that you're putting a plate on, which is 2 ingots, and so it practically deletes an ingot from you. So nuisance, but you know, learn from your mistakes, don't do what I did, all that fun stuff. Lamelay, scale, chain, plate. I think we have everything I need. Let's put some light down so we can actually see what we're doing. So let's make the plate helmet and the plate leggings. Let's see. Plate leggings require chain leggings. Chain leggings is leather jerkin leggings and 6 scale. Not scale, chain. Want to do that. I mean, I'm going to need to do that 3 times, so I might as well just do all 3 now, right? So that's 1 chain. We're going to need a 2nd chain for the actual chain. And let's go back to it's brigandine. Right, we're going to need chain for brigandine also. How am I out of chain? Okay, apparently I didn't make everything I needed to make. No, I'm just dumb and I made the wrong thing. Okay, well, we'll plate, chain, scale. No, okay, good. I didn't need this for scale. Right. Scale leggings. Plate leggings. Is that scale? That is scale. All right. Chain leggings. That's the chain. Next, we want lamellae. I need pelts. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Brigandine. So that's another leather leggings. Yes. And 4 plate. Gives us our brigandine leggings, so we can put that there. And let's look at the helmets. So that requires a chain helmet. 3 plate, 2 leather, and a chain helmet. Brigandine is just 8 leather and 2 plate. You know what I think I didn't do? I don't think I converted all the plate into chain like I was going to. So gonna have to go resolve that issue in a little bit. That's the brigandine. Next is scale. Scale requires chain. Takes 2 of those and 2 of those. So yeah, I'm gonna need to go make up more chain. And then I need to make chain. So I need to make 9 more chain so I can make the chain helmets. So that's 8 plus that is 9. That's the scale. That's the plate armor. Then I need to go grab myself some hides to make the lamellae. Guess I got a little more work to do before we're ready to finish this. And like 5 minutes later, I'm done smelting, well, reforging the plates into chain. I did have 2 chain already in my inventory, so I need to do 7 instead of 9. And now we can actually just finish these armor. I did have a bunch of pelts stashed away, so we're going to be good for the lamellae. So the chainmail helmets are really easy. It's just 3 chain. You don't need any leather. And that's that. Let's put this one on there. Next, for the scale, chain, scale, leather. And that gives us our scale helmet, which we can put there. Ooh, that looks cool. And our plate, we do... I think the plate's done slightly different. Yeah, plate is slightly different. We do 3 plate mail, 2 leather. Oh, sorry. 3 plates. Ooh. Okay, wait a second. Oh, my cowl is... There we go. Ooh. That looks kind of cool. Alright, well, I mean, we're not going to be wearing it, but it's for display purposes only. But it looks cool. And then for the lamellae, we need the leggings, which requires 2 medium pelts, and we could do 1 large pelt too. Mediums are easier, we got plenty of them. And then for the helmet, we need a small... Wait, does it only need 1 small? Only needs 1 small, so there's no point using a medium for that. Let's go grab a small from our chest. And see, I told you I had plenty of hides stashed away. We just need one small. And would help if I actually looked at the recipe. There we go. So that's the lamellay legs and helmet. And I just put it on. No, I didn't. Oh, it took a moment to render. And there we go. We are now done with all versions of the copper armor. I will be making the rest. Well, no, I've got that Gamboys. I haven't made the better Gamboys yet. That I'm waiting on my next batch of flax to finish growing. It's getting there. 7 out of 9. So sooner rather than later. Then we'll have the tailored Gamboys done because, again, I do have the class-specific recipes turned off so I can craft everything. We need to repair that and then make the heavy leather or the body armor. But that we're going to need to wait on until I have more leather. Again, I've got plenty being processed right now. And then we can start on the Tim Brown's armor. I did just finish making up a batch of Tim Brown, so we now have 63 ingots. I guess started at least. But I have 7 extra copper plates. I don't know why I have extra copper plates. I could have sworn I did the math correctly. But I have copper plates. So I'm going to make some copper lanterns. We want some of our clear quartz from here. And we want some of our candles that are up here. That plus those gives us 7 new copper lanterns. And we're going to go place these on the lampposts outside to light up our canal. I wanted to do that anyway. I was going to make copper because I have plenty of copper. Well, I have access to plenty of copper. And they're not going to be visible, so it does... Well, they are visible. They're not going to be highly visible. These look better in the base, the brass lanterns. The copper ones aren't as big a deal. So we're just going to be doing that. I think that's going to look nice, especially at nighttime. Light up the whole area. I don't remember if light prevents rifts from spawning. I know there is a form of light that will prevent rifts from spawning. Because rifts like to spawn on this road. It happens daily. Or nightly. But yeah, that's I think that's gonna look good come night. Yeah, that's gonna look nice when it's all done. Coming back should be nice. Although I think, well, I said I'm gonna put a pier over here where it's dark. So I'll probably put some lamps over here also. And I'll also put the bricking over here to outline it a bit more. But yeah, that looks nice. This is going to look good when it's done. I don't know what was up with my audio earlier. I was just editing the video and yeah, the first 13 minutes or so, the audio's a little wonky. It's sort of tinny and I really don't know why. I haven't touched any settings on my microphone. I haven't touched any settings in DaVinci, which is the editing software I use, and I haven't touched anything in OBS. The only thing I could think of is OBS did crash on me, and I wonder if that's what caused it. But that aside, let's chop down a bunch of trees to make more charcoal. As you see, all of my trees have grown. And use my shears. I just collected a whole ton of acorns. I do have the acorn mod installed, so we get acorns as opposed to oak seeds. And there's a few things we can do with the acorns. We can craft them into a bunch here. Takes 50 acorns, which we can then dry. And then using a mallet, we can pound it. And we can bake them. And then we can make acorn powder, which we can use to make acorn coffee. I think we can also eat the acorns, make acorn bread. Never even realized that was a thing until I was playing, I think it was Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. And you can, of course, forage stuff like acorns, and you can make acorn meal and use that to make bread. In fact, if you're playing one of the more difficult survival settings, it's really the best way to have survival food early on. Anyway, tangent aside. Yeah, I need to make a lot more charcoal. My current pit is empty, so that's what we're doing here. And then we have to go out and start collecting more copper and more tin and also more iron. I don't know where. I don't think I found a new iron mine yet, so I'm gonna have to explore quite a bit. And I've been trying to remove stuff from the map because I have a lot of these markers and not all of them are necessary. Like, I don't need to know where all the spelt and flax are around the base. I have plenty in my farm. Keep the traders, keep the resin trees, fruit trees, and of course the ores. But yeah, I can start getting rid of a lot of these. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of firewood. Thankfully, we have a lot of trees. We have all the trees over here, which I'm gonna need to shear those leaves to get seeds from them so I can replant them. The oak trees, I mean, they give acorns so often that I didn't really need to shear that first tree. But, now I have plenty. The pine, is that the Copic? Yeah. Those don't give many seeds unless you shear them. Those don't give seeds unless you shear them. So, I'm going to be shearing a bunch. I'm going to be collecting wood from a bunch. Don't use Copic for firewood. You only get 3 per log instead of 4, like you do from oak and most other trees. And then I think what I'm going to do is start converting all of my crates into better versions. Use the Copic wood for that, or acacia or something like that. So I can start recycling out the aged wood ones, because the aged wood ones, as I mentioned, I believe in last episode, they only provide 16 stacks worth of storage, whereas everything else, there's guys below us, whereas everything else provides 20, except for Purple Heart and Ebony, which provide 24 or 25. Anyway, point being, more storage, less space. And I need to, like I said, find more iron, because I am getting very low on steel. And I mean, I'm going to need more iron anyway to make the full set of iron armor in the future. But yeah, I think I'm down to like 13 ingots of steel. I've gone through, no joke, 4 or 5 shovels digging that canal. It was very shovel heavy. So need more steel so I can actually keep making good tools. As you can see, most of my tools on my bar are very low on durability. The shovel's got less than 100 uses left. The axe is down to 450. The knife is 300. My Fox is down to 850, so we're burning through these tools. We've had them for a while, granted, but I need to make more. Yeah, this is gonna be good, maybe. I did the math once. I forget what it is. This is 4 high by 5 wide by 5 deep. Each stack is 32 logs. I'm not doing the math. It's a lot of logs, a lot of firewood, and it's not gonna be enough. I mean, I'll guess I'll get started, of course. It will not fill up my crate of firewood, and we will still need to make a lot more for all the work that we are going to have to do. I mean, I do have still 100 something charcoal. 190. A bit more than I expected. But if we need to make another batch of steel, or multiple batches of steel, yeah, we're not going to have any left. So, we got the resonator the other day, and put the cylinder on, nothing happens. And I think I had this issue in the past. I play with music off because, well, I had my own music, right? So if we turn this up, now it plays. Not bad. I'm definitely going to have to sit through 5. And there's the in-game music. The in-game music is great, by the way. It's just too many different sounds. They clash, right? Yeah. So, when I do the lore videos, I'll probably use the in-game music. It fits it nicer. Play some of the cylinders for it. It's weird. I feel like I haven't done anything today in this video. You know, it's just been update about this, update about that. But when you consider the fact that I easily spent 8 hours working on the canal, like, I've put a lot of work into this. It just doesn't feel like I've done a lot of work today. Even at dusk, I mean, at dawn, the lit up lamps look nice. This is gonna be nice. Oh, and so I did the thing with the planer to indent one level so that the fence isn't connecting to the wall. And unfortunately, that breaks the wallpaper that I put on the wall. So the wallpaper's gone and it doesn't drop. I don't have any more to put on, so I have to go look for a furniture or luxury trader to try to reapply it. But yeah, so we lost the wallpaper. But on that note, we are 30 minutes in, so let's call it an end here. I've got a lot of work done. I gotta figure out my next task. I gotta go find a lot more iron, but that will be next time. Until then, thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Later.